Think I'm going? Hello. How is everybody this wonderful Thursday? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. If you are on here, be sure to say hi. Give me a little shout out. Even if you're watching the replay, #replay, let me know that you've watched. I love to know when people are watching and what they think about everything. So don't hesitate to comment and give your thoughts about anything that comes up during the video. So today I want to get back to our series about why we overeat. Remember, it's not so much about what we eat, it's why we eat. And why are we eating other than just to fuel our bodies? Why are we overeating? So a big one I hear a lot is, it was the holidays. I overeat during the holidays. And here's the deal. They'll tell me this like weeks after the holidays. And I always say to them, well, that was a couple weeks ago. One day won't derail you unless you let it. So what was going on? And it's a lot of, well, I was doing so well until the holiday hits and I just let myself have whatever I wanted that one day, and then that one day turned into 2, and that 2 turned into 4, and now I'm a couple weeks out or 365 days out from there. And they'll tell me I can't even allow myself to have an off day because I just lose all control. I can't control myself. And then they come to me going, what do I do for the next holiday? What should I do? I'd love to know what your advice would be. What advice would you give to someone that said, I'm just totally out of control, I can't even have one day off, what do I do about the next holiday? Or can you relate to that? Have you ever asked yourself that or said that to yourself, that you can't even have one day, otherwise it just spirals into a whole bunch? Do you fear when the holidays are approaching because you're scared of what will happen? Okay, let me point out a very key word here again, and that key word is fear. And we've talked about this a lot, you guys, and I come across a lot, so I want you to really pay attention to it when you come across it in your own life. Fear, one, is not of God. We've already talked about that. But you are afraid of yourself not following through. Something that you have total control over. And when you say it that way, you know the enemy is speaking lies to you, okay? Satan has no real power over you. So let's talk about some tools and some armor that will combat this fear and lead you to victory, okay? Most of us, if you're from the US, just had a holiday on Monday. So even if you've tried every day since and failed to like quit this overeating cycle or stop eating all the sweets or whatever it is that you're trying to focus on from the weekend, I want you to remember today is a brand new day. This second is a brand new second, even if you've already screwed up today. This second is a brand new second, and you are victorious. God calls you that. You are victorious. So to get over this fear of failing and being stuck in this spiral of downward eating because you had one day, you need to start building some confidence to fight off this doubt that you won't follow through. Okay? So I love this phrase, action conquers fear. That is what one of our mottos or our affirmations, or I think we call them mantras. That's what we call them. Mantras were for this girls program I mentor. And while I'm a firm believer that intentional thinking can also conquer fear, action is really helpful too. So here's the deal. When my clients come to me and say, what do I do about this next holiday? I say, have a holiday. Enjoy yourself. Yes, be very conscious about what you're choosing. And I encourage you not to overindulge. But if you do, I'm actually more worried about the next day. than I am that day. What are you going to do the next day? What action are you going to take to build confidence in yourself that you can enjoy a holiday and get back to it the next day? That's what I'm more concerned about. And the number one thing, if they can't come up with something, or if they're struggling, or even if they do come up with something, I always remind them the one action that is so very helpful to get back on track. And that is planning. You probably thought it was some really exciting tool. It's not. It's just planning. Planning your food for the next day. And you don't plan food that will punish yourself for overeating, for the overeating you've done. But you make a plan that's reasonable, maybe semi-healthy, easy to follow through on, that you can stick with. That you know without a doubt you can easily stick with this plan. Okay? Maybe that means even putting one of those leftover bars from the holiday on your plan, because you know you'll stick with that. Okay? That's how you're going to combat the cycle, the downward spiral. Make a plan and follow it. Then the next day, make another plan and follow that one. And then the third day, make a plan, but this time, make it a little bit healthier and follow it again. And keep repeating that cycle. Build trust and confidence in yourself that you will do what you will say you will do. And have a mindset of, I totally got this. This isn't hard. Because that's usually the number one thought that my clients come to me with is, this is just too hard. I don't know how. That's another very toxic thought. This is just too hard. I don't know how. Neither of those are true. You know exactly how to do it. And it is not that hard. It will be hard if you keep telling yourself it's hard. But I want you to, if you ever find yourself asking or saying to yourself, it's just too hard, ask yourself a really good question like, how can I make this more easier and more fun? Even when you're making your plan, how can I make this easier and more fun so that I follow through on it? Okay? All right, you guys. I want to know what you took away from this. And I want to know, if you have been in this cycle since Monday, what is your action step? What are you going to do for yourself? Okay? How are you going to set yourself up for success tomorrow? Okay? What's your plan for tomorrow if you're going to decide to do that? What are you going to eat? How are you going to give yourself grace and love with your plan instead of punish yourself with it? Okay? I want to hear those comments below. Just a reminder, you guys, the next Empower Challenge starts July 19th. Yes! I'm so excited for it. I've been working on it ever since the last challenge. I'm going to be continue working on it until the challenge starts, and there's going to be lots of good stuff. So you guys mark your calendars, get ready to really build that momentum in your weight loss journey. Even in the middle of the summer, you guys. Even in the middle of the summer, weight loss can be fun and easy. All right. I hope you guys all have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.